Happy New Year's to you, my beautiful crypto Blissians. I wish you and your family an absolutely exceptionally wonderful and awesome Happy New Year's ahead this evening. And I hope you've learned all the lessons and the failures and the successes that you've needed to know over 2025. And I wish you all the best blessings into 2026. And may you, your friends, your family become financially free because you continue to subscribe to the Crypto Bliss community, and I appreciate you. In today's video, we're going to see where we're at right now. Could we see a potential New Year's Eve pump in crypto? I'm going to share all of that and more, plus my trades in a short moment. Stick around with me. It's going to be quite a quick video. Today, I don't want to keep you here for long, so let's delve right in. Make sure that we are tuned in, starting off with, well, every single New Year's over the last 3-4 years, we've had pumps in Bitcoin. Even if they're 11% pumps or 9% pumps, we have still had pumps in Bitcoin. I dig this. I do believe that I believe that we're coming close to a point where we're about to experience the next leg up. Now, there's certainly a supply shock for ETH ahead. As you can see here, this is the ETH percentage on exchanges, all exchanges that is, and this is the ETH price. So you can see here, since all of the ETH has come down in terms of supply, we literally have had a massive pump up in ETH. Now, there was even worse supply drop here. I expect us to start to see ETH coming up, and I'll show you on the charts that potentially is going to be what we could expect in the next few days. Now, with all of that being said, Grayscale has filed for its first USB BitTensor ETP electronically traded product as a decentralized AI gains momentum. That is insane. I think you know what that means. Crypto, AI, technology, absolutely going to boom over 2026 beyond. Mr. Fink says no one should be surprised if Bitcoin hits 700,000. You can't ignore this from the CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest investment firm. If you agree, obliterate the like button. Ethereum continues, as you see the supply shock. Tom Lee is buying 97.6 million worth of Ethereum while you sit on your hands and do nothing. And if you are sitting on your hands and doing nothing, then make sure to hit my Bybit link down below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus. We're going to come and talk about my trades here in a short moment, so stick with me. Dreaded after everything that we've experienced this year, because pretty much all of, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay, and store of values, Deepin, Bridges, Perpdexes, all of them have lost cash over the course of the year. They have had negative returns. Whereas you see exchange tokens like Hyperliquid or Asta and so on and so forth, MEXC, etc., Bybit, which is Mantle, you're seeing good uptake and a good return. Privacy coins through the roof, my friends. US inflation drops below 2%. The Fed's target, more rate cuts are coming. Totally agree with that. We should expect some rate cuts coming in early 2026. Now, the long-term holders are buying Bitcoin again. This is excluding the Coinbase wallet migration. Long-term holder supply, 30-day sum. You can see they're starting to tick over. Cool, we could have something like this or like this and pull back a little bit before we actually get continuing. But really, the truth is right now, you can see that when we have this pullback, right up into the median range, we actually have a kind of a pull down. We have a little bit of a pull down before we have the massive rally. Could we expect the same to unfold with Bitcoin? I'd like to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Because whales are flipping long on Bitcoin. You can see here, whenever there are green buys here, that's flipping long. Red buys are obvious, red sells are obviously sell. So there was some sell pressure, but you can see there was some sell, and we still had the buy. That's the thing about Bitcoin, is it just continues to go up over a long period of time. And that's why in the charts I'm going to share with you, we should be really focusing on the monthly and the weekly. The weekly is beautiful to look at, and that's really it, right? The simple behind Bitcoin. Because again, Ethereum is now sitting at 8.3 on exchanges. Retail are selling like crazy, where you have large investors that have been accumulating Ethereum since April 2025, like crazy. And then the white is the price. So ever since this area here, we've had the most ridiculous. We've had retail who know nothing about Ethereum really, or very little. And we have the price shoot up and the long-term investors buy Ethereum. The same thing is busy happening with Bitcoin. When you see here, long-term holder, net supply position change, long-term holders have stopped selling for the first time since July. Okay, you can see here, we are literally creeping up now. Once we do creep up, we do tend to get rallies. I do believe it is our time now. Now I'm going to jump into a couple of the charts. Stick with me. And at the end, I'm going to go through my trades. How about we start off with Ethereum, right? You already know my biases towards the head and shoulders pattern that is busy forming. And you then see Ethereum starting to creep up here. Very, very nicely bouncing off of this zone, creating higher lows. In the meantime, we haven't created much higher highs since this point. I do expect us to potentially break out and come up to the 3,900, 4,000 odd area, somewhere up here at the 618. Do you believe that could be true? Well, when I continue to look at Bitcoin and the pattern that we have drawn with Bitcoin, since 11 September 23, we have not yet broken this upward sloping trend line, nor do I believe we're going to break it. I believe we'll probably start to see, you can see here how we have capitulated within this zone. I believe we'll start to see a pull up, and then we should start to get a buy signal here pretty soon from our UT bots signals, right? So that's a very strong support zone. I would say anything within that support zone is truly a very, very good buy on Bitcoin. Now, when we come in and we look at the liquidity, you can see that the liquidity on the 24 hours is pretty much sitting up here at about 89,000, right? If we go onto the 3-day for now, and we draw the threshold to the 75 zone where we know we like it, okay, we can see here that there's liquidity to both sides. Now, I believe we're probably going to grab the liquidity to the upside first, reject off of that area, and then come back down and grab that liquidity. It wants to fool us, not Bitcoin, but the powers that be. They want to sit here, they want to manipulate the price of Bitcoin. So if we go ahead and we start to zoom out a little bit more, we can then start to see that the liquidity threshold above us really starts to add up. Down below, we have sort of at this area here, we have a stop loss, a bunch of stop losses at the 86,000, and then a bunch of stop losses down here at the 84,000. So right now, you can see we breaking down just ever so slightly, but when you go ahead and you look at what gold has done, right? Gold is pretty much looking like it's coming to an oversold perspective right now, right? I would say to you that with this very strong pattern that we're seeing here, we're seeing a constant upward trend. We should start to see the same with Bitcoin. We could look like we need a little bit of a reversal pattern, so we could kind of hover around here and then break out. But you're going to want to see this breakout happen in the next few weeks and relatively quickly, because if we remain under this area, the likelihood of us knocking on this door and then breaking further down on gold is very much likely. For now, I believe we need to get some momentum, break out, and then possibly retest, and then we could possibly end up at a 5,000 to 7,000 gold over the course of the rest of this year. Now, if we have to do that, my friends, well, let me just tell you, we'd probably see Bitcoin really starting to go up to the 150, 180, and possibly into the 200,000 over 2023. Now, let's go and have a look at my trades while we sit here and wait for the next video, and I bid you farewell for New Year's. As you can see, Ethereum kind of jumping on these lower these higher lows, it looks like Ethereum wants to get some momentum to the upside. However, that hasn't quite yet happened. If we look at all my trades, some of them are bleeding again. I got stopped out of one. My Solana's up, my Sui is up, my Cardano is down, my AVAX is down, is up, my SAY is up, my XRP is up, Algorand is bleeding, HBAR is down as well, and Link is up. So those are my trades for us right now. And let's go and have a look at my worst one here so far. Let's go look at Algorand and see what Algorand is busy doing. Give us some perspective, right? Look where my stop loss is. And honestly, would I buy this right now or should I exit it? The likelihood is probably a good exit, right? Because if we have a look at that area, we're currently busy breaking that zone. So you can see when it's a good time to either add to your position or actually just get out, all right? And this could be one of the moments to get out. Now, I will keep you updated on my trades, but for now, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the king daddies of crypto, and Bitcoin and blockchain right now. We should expect a continuation pattern of this beautiful momentum. Yes, we are requiring to break out of that, like I have shared with you on this chart over here. I did say to you that if we do break to the downside, the first level of support we're coming down to is about 70K. And then if we break 70K, we could come down to 60K. However, I would expect us, with a slowing down of the momentum of the selling pressure that we've had and the buying momentum that I've just expressed to you starting to kick in, we should start to see a bit of a relief rally and some momentum back up to the upside. Now, lastly but not leastly, let's go and draw our Fibonacci here so that you can see exactly where we could then expect the Fibonacci to end up. And the Fibonacci could end up very much likely up here at the 618, which is about $108,000. So I wouldn't rule that out. That would then create a higher low if we don't really get the momentum to push up and break out of this peak. So I'd play this with absolute caution right here. Remember to use my Bybit link down in the description of the video below. And I bid you all farewell. Please make sure that you enjoy and be safe out there tonight and enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. I'm going to do some self-reflection and some really cool planning for the channel and some other very exciting things I have ahead for you into 2026. So if you appreciate that, show some love on the channel, spread this video far and wide, obliterate the like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year's.